Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Homespun Yak. How's it going, Mr. Hatley?
Going well. How are you doing today?
Doing excellent. Can't say the same for people in Afghanistan or the
Oh,
troops in Afghanistan or people in New Orleans
nope.
or I feel like I'm missing another disaster that happened over the last 2 weeks since we last spoke. The
I don't know. I
Barcelona
think those
fans,
are yeah, Barcelona fans.
the Juventus
Now
fans.
Juventus fans.
Yeah, because I keep up with that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you're welcome to ask me any questions related to that because I know the whole history of Lionel Messi and
Lionel.
Cristiano and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, should we first start off but with the lighter news that you alluded
Afghanistan?
to? Cristiano
Oh,
Ronaldo moving to back home to Manchester United. The
yeah,
prodigal son is returning home
yeah. How old is he now? Like
to the Red
35,
Devils.
34?
Uh, I think he's 36 almost. 30
Oh,
at least 34 to 36 range
gotcha.
because I think Messi's 34 and he's a little bit older than him. So,
Mhm. So what? How do you feel about that move?
I love it.
Yeah.
Cuz yeah, I love him going back there because I just think I don't know necessarily that it's like I don't know the terms of the deal. Um, but obviously he's nearing the end of his career, you would think. I mean, at a very, very high level anyway.
Mm.
And to go back to the club that found him, basically, when he was a teenager,
Yeah.
brought him on, and he propelled to stardom, superstardom at that club, and brought a lot of trophies and honestly maybe one of their top 10 best players ever. I mean, that's really probably not even an argument, but in the sort of short time he was there, and then went on to do even better things at other clubs, and
He was with
now he's
Real, right?
Real
And
Madrid
then and
for a
then
while, and then
Juventus.
Juventus for a few seasons.
Man, I feel like the Juventus thing was like last year.
I know it was.
That's
It was, yeah. I think he was only there for maybe 3 seasons total.
still doesn't even
Could
feel
be
like that.
wrong. No, it doesn't. It might be two, honestly, but yeah, he's coming back to Manchester United. There was a fear that he was going to go to Manchester City for a couple of days. They were in talks with that club, and that would have just been I don't know. I feel like that would have been. I don't know what like another professional comparison that would have been like. I mean, they're just such big rivals,
Hmm.
in his history with United. That would have been kind of a shitty thing to see happen, but it's kind of cool to see him come back to United and maybe kind of do like a full circle closure on the club career. Maybe I'm sure he'll play somewhere else, like the MLS when he's like 40 or something like that. But hopefully he can win a couple trophies with them. That'd be pretty cool. But I think it's only good news for the Premier League and Manchester United and really soccer fans as a whole, because you got more access to the Premier League, especially in the United States, than you do Serie A, which is the Italian league. So a
Oh,
lot
you
more
mean like watching?
exposure, a lot more
Oh,
people
okay.
will now tune in more to the Premier League,
Okay. Yeah.
which is all I want
Yeah. Makes sense.
as a spokesman.
As a spokesman for the Premier League. Yeah. I wonder if what factored into his decision was the fact that he had already been at Man U, and I don't mean that from like a nostalgic point of view, but like selling jerseys and stuff like that, and getting like sponsorships and stuff like that. I probably was a lot better at Man U than it was at Man City, just because he already had a history at Man U.
Yeah, I think he just, he didn't leave Manchester United in a bad way. He always talks about them with, really high esteem and fond memories, and always has said that, like, never say never, that I would potentially come back there one day.
Yeah.
And obviously, every single fan of Manchester United is always going to be in support of him being on the team, probably no matter what age. But even if it doesn't really maybe make sense for like a long-term investment, in the short term, you're going to get a whole new generation of Manchester United fans who are going to buy the jersey. I mean, I'm sure that it's already sold out, for a month or so, but
Right. Yeah.
um, but yeah, I remember him getting his jersey like back in high school when he played for Manchester United.
I think I remember that
And
jersey. Yeah.
yeah, and so just a lot of, I mean, that's around the time when I really started following soccer, in a big way. And he was, an up and coming superstar at the time playing for Manchester United. So I think everybody just, that's where they think of him originally, and just a lot of good memories.
And then
So
on the
a good nostalgia move. And he's still going to contribute a lot, but you just wonder, like, they already have world class players. That team's already incredible. So I'm curious how the starting lineup is now going to look. Like, one guy's going to have to sit on the bench, because I just can't see Ronaldo being okay with being a sub. But
So who would
we'll
be the
see.
person? Do you know who the person would be that would have to sit out?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like in the Euro Cup he played more as like a striker role for Portugal, because I don't think he's like as fast as he once was, obviously, to play like a on a wing position. But I don't know. I mean, I could see them starting him up front, and that probably wouldn't be too big of an issue, because their true strikers on the team are not like irreplaceable. Whereas like maybe their wingers and a couple, Paul Pogba, you definitely don't want him out of the team. And um, I don't think it'll be a huge issue, but they might have to change their formation when he plays. But either way, he's gonna bring a lot of new eyes to soccer, and then he's gonna also just improve everybody around him. I think he's gonna win at least one trophy with Manchester United this year. That's my prediction.
Okay. All right.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first on the Fiery Homespun Yak podcast. And how was Man U doing actually before he went there?
Well, it's only been 3 games so far of the new season, and they've won 2 and they drew 1 game. So they're kind of at the top of the league right now.
Okay.
They got 7 points. So
The last few seasons they've been
the last few
decent?
seasons they've been like second, third.
Oh, okay.
They've all,
Yeah.
like, last season they finished second, but Man City had won it already, like a few weeks to spare. So it was
Okay,
not
yeah.
even really. But now I think you can narrow that gap with several teams, but we won't get into that yet.
Oh, okay. So what about on the flip side with Messi? I guess he had his debut for Paris.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just don't see. I think, like, it's definitely an exciting move, because you see him just going to another club. That's just going to get a lot of attention in general. But at the same time, I think the big goal for Messi now on that team is, like, just to win the Champions League, because, like, you win the French league. I mean, as PSG, that's not really that. They were going to do that without him, most likely, because they've been doing that for a while now. But I think the goal with Messi is, and this thing that a lot of people are going to tune in for is like the Champions League games when those kick off, because now he's playing like Nantes and Nice and Bordeaux and all these teams that are like, we've never, we're just going to get steamrolled. Whereas like Premier League is like, it's pretty, it's pretty spread out a little bit better than most other leagues. So there's no issue that PSG, especially with Messi, should just dominate the league. But the Champions League is where it's going to be really interesting. Playing teams like Manchester United or City or, Real Madrid, whatever.
But
So,
that's something he's definitely won before with Barcelona. Probably
yes,
multiple
oh,
times,
definitely.
right?
Yes, I think 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So
So
him and
not
Ronaldo
much.
both have, yeah, are about the same number of that. But just, yeah, I mean, with that particular team, the talent they have, I think a lot of people just expect it to happen. But
With
I
PSG?
yeah, but and I could definitely see it happening, but I certainly don't think it's a guarantee.
Right, yeah. I
But
saw that Barcelona, I think, was trying to get Mbappe for like $150 million or something like that.
yeah, I think there's been a lot of rumors about Mbappe from Barcelona to Madrid to Manchester City, and whoever gets him, I'm sure they'll break whatever new record it is to acquire him.
Sure.
I honestly don't know how Barcelona is even in the conversation
That's
because
what I was confused
of
by,
how
yeah.
poorly managed they are, and I don't know what the legality or the rules of La Liga are that would enable them to even negotiate with a player based on how badly in debt they are and the violations they've already done in the past. But
Wait, so they had violations? I knew about the debt because you'd mentioned that last time, but what's the violations?
I think it's just like pursuing players within a certain window of the year, like you're legally not allowed to do, or like offer incentives or
Hmm.
do I don't know, like a lot of Barcelona players in the past, Messi and Neymar included, have been in a lot of trouble for like tax evasion.
Oh,
And I
oh.
feel like that's a big part of like maybe the club is like, oh yeah, like we'll handle this aspect of it as well. And then Spain is just like, the government's like, you didn't pay a single dime on your massive contract or
Hmm.
your salary. So you now owe us like 6 million euros. And they're like, what is, I don't know. I just feel like it always happens with that club. A lot of sketchy things in general, but all aspects of soccer are corrupt in some way. So I'm sure, Barcelona will eventually be back to buying people
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
because they know they have so many fans worldwide that want to
Yeah.
continue to tune in.
And I wonder how many of those are going to fall off, though, now that they don't
I
have,
know. Oh,
now
I'm
that they're
sure there's
bankrupt and all
been
that.
so many, like just messy diehards that are just like, I'm PSG or die now. Like I've always been that way, and I knew he was gonna go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. So those are the two big moves. What other players are on PSG? Didn't you? Wasn't it like
Neymar,
Neymar? Yeah. Right.
Mbappe's now, Di Maria, who he played for Real Madrid and he played for Manchester United, and he's Argentinian as well, so he knows Messi very well. Sergio Ramos, who was the captain of Real Madrid for at least a decade, just
Hmm.
went there this year also. Um, they've got a really good midfielder that played for Italy in the Euros that won. can't think of his name right now. The Italian goalkeeper just went there. So the really huge, tall guy. Trying to think of who else, but those are like the key players who have all like won everything at pretty much every level. So they've got the experience and yeah, the ability. So you just have to put them really at the top of the contenders, because I think they're just going to focus like most of their energy on the Champions League, because like I said, as opposed to other leagues, you don't have to put that much energy into like your domestic things when you know that it's not going to be as difficult.
Yeah, okay. So who for the Champions League, who do you think is number 2? If PSG is number 1 to most likely win it, who do you think is like number 2 and number 3?
I think the rest of the teams are going to have to come from England. I would say Manchester City is right there behind them. Chelsea look incredible. They won it last year, and then they just got Lukaku, who's already scored a goal this season. And if he can stay healthy, I don't see why they couldn't, make a deep run as well. Manchester United now, I mean, I think it'll be like a Premier League team that's going to be coming up against them or stopping them, if anybody was to stop them. Because Barcelona, Real Madrid, I mean, they're just not what they once were. And Manchester United just signed their best defender, center back Varane, who is for France. He just signed with Manchester United, so that like strengthens their defense even more. And he played with Ronaldo for a while at Madrid. So just a lot of teams are strengthening their squad even more than they were in the past. So it'll be a very interesting season.
How do you feel about a soft salary cap in the Premier League?
I don't know. I think at a certain point it might be a good idea, because there's clearly teams that are always going to have more spending power based on who the owners are and who the sponsors are that support them. So, like, Manchester City just broke the English transfer fee with that guy Jack Grealish, and wouldn't be surprised if they were the same team to break that record maybe later this year or next year for like a guy like Mbappe. Whereas like a team like Brentford that just got promoted to the Premier League this year for the first time since the mid-40s.
Congratulations, Brentford.
And they beat Arsenal.
Sounds like a neighborhood.
They beat Arsenal, I know, 2-0 the first game, and all the fans are back now. So it was their first Premier League game since the mid-40s. Well, probably 46, 47, because there was a few things going on before that. But
so the fans came out, and it was like the whole neighborhood came out.
The whole
like all 12
out.
Kids were in the stands.
And one old man.
The Brentford Billies.
That was there from the beginning. But it was obviously a very raucous atmosphere at the Brentford ground, and they played Arsenal their first game. So it was like, oh man, we have Arsenal the first game. Like that's kind of that could suck potentially, but they beat them 2-0, and Arsenal are looking like the worst team in the league right now.
Really?
They've lost 3 straight games, and their most recent game was against Manchester City. They lost 5-0. It
Wow.
was like 4-0 in the first half, and like the whole away section of Arsenal fans just left. And they're at the bottom of the table right now, 20th
Sack the
place.
manager.
Arteta out. That's what everybody says right now. That's the
Yep.
name of the manager. He's
That's
out.
that seems to be like the theme in soccer. If your team isn't playing well, get rid of the
It's
manager.
100% his fault,
It's
despite
always.
8 or so injuries to key players and,
Yep.
poor individual performance. It's the manager.
Yep.
That'll solve the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure if they get a new manager, everything will rectify itself.
Oh, yeah. They'll be of the Arsenal of old.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry will come back.
Right. Oh.
I don't think he wants that job right now, though.
I imagine not. I wouldn't take it. If I were like a soccer player that had this like mystique about me, there's no way I'd pick a manager position. It seems like every time we talk about it, like the managers they get hired and then they get sacked like 5 months later. It's ridiculous. Like not even in no other sport have I seen people get turned over that
Oh,
quickly.
it is so quick.
It seems
So
so
quick.
unfair. It's so
I
unfair.
know.
It's just like you're the scapegoat now. Try to last as long as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, they sacked a guy. Arsenal sacked this guy, Unai Emery, who's just like, I think he's Spanish, but he like, you know, they finished like fifth or sixth or something. And
That's not that bad.
yeah, and they just were like, I don't know what happened, but they, after like one season, or maybe it wasn't even a full season, they just sacked him and picked Arteta. And he and Emery, this guy, took charge of Villarreal and
Oh,
ended up playing Arsenal in I think the Europa Cup final, which is like the secondary Champions League sort of game, and beat them. So it was just like a double whammy to Arsenal.
yeah.
And yeah, Arteta though this is like his third season, so that's actually fairly long
Yeah.
in the soccer world. But he'll be gone for sure soon.
Yeah. Right.
There's no way he's lasting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's the soccer world.
Yeah, and NFL's back next week.
Oh yeah. I haven't kept up with the NFL stuff at all. I don't know.
I
Just
have. I
can't
don't
really
watch
be
the
bothered.
preseason. I don't care at all about a preseason game.
I don't
I
either.
did tune in for a little bit for a Panthers Steelers game just because it was on, and I just was like, let me just see the
Was that the
score.
route?
And yeah,
Oh, I didn't even. I
just
thought that was like an old game that they were just showing. Like
no, that was just like a
I
preseason.
didn't realize that. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I guess I
Sam
plugged it
Darnold
into
looked
that.
like he looked like an MVP candidate in that game, but I'm sure he was just playing like the fourth string. But he was like, I was shocked. I was like, I don't even want to turn it because this dude is just on fire. And it was like, backup running backs and all the backup people, but
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
just like just lacing the ball to people. And then Steve Smith is like now a commentator for the Panthers, which is awesome as
Oh,
well.
that is cool.
Yeah, and he's great too. He's hilarious and like super animated, and yeah, so I was happy to see that. But then I remembered it was the preseason, and I turned it.
Yeah, like it doesn't count.
Does not count.
None of it
This is
counts.
not real life.
Yeah, the season starts what? 2 weeks from now? Week and a half
I think next.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is the. I thought it was next Thursday, Cowboys and
I
Buccaneers.
think. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, next Thursday. So that'll be that. I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching the
Yeah.
Cowboys against the defending Super Bowl champs.
Oh yeah, I don't know where it's going to be at, but
I think it's at the Buccaneers, but I'm not certain.
hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see how Tom Brady does in his
50th
50th year. I
season.
don't know what. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane. But at this point, we're fans now. we're not
Yeah.
even mad at him
Nope.
anymore. We've given in.
Truly. Truly. Oh, man. Yeah.
If he wins again, we'll do a podcast in his jersey, I'm sure. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first from Kyle specifically.
I'll wear a TB12 shirt if he wins.
I think I would rather wear his
I'm not going to
jersey
buy
than
a
wear a
Buccaneers
TB12.
jersey.
The TB12 method.
Well, I already live by that method. So.
Oh, okay. Pliability. Oh, yeah.
I forgot that I'm a damn it, what's the word?
Yogi.
No, it's oh yeah, I'm a biohacker.
Oh, my God. Oh, you would fit in
Slash
perfectly.
TV12.
Yeah. I'm a biohacker. Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah. I've been on a Bill Burr kick the last few days.
Oh, nice.
Just been going through some of his comedy. Oh, well, actually, him and Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
Yeah,
very good.
I think those are definitely my top two. I was trying to think of like who's my number, like in my top three comedy.
Louis C.K.,
No, no, I like Louis
Dave
C.K., but
Chappelle.
no, definitely not. Dave Chappelle was like
At the top.
2000s the top, amazing. And he's just like his last few specials I thought have absolutely. I was actually thinking about this as I was going to sleep last night. I was like, Dave Chappelle sucks. Like he
Hot take.
his specials are. I remember his last one where he's wearing like a jumpsuit or whatever. I
That
think
had
that was
his
his
like
last one.
name on it.
Did it? I could. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible. I didn't laugh once that entire time. I was just like, this is so stupid. It's just
I
like
don't think I even saw it.
his jokes just weren't landing for me. Like none of it. It was just like I remember he did like an impression or something of it was an impression of I think like social justice warriors and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm
Hmm.
ready to laugh and whatnot because I am also irritated by them. But he did this impression and then he it was a terrible impression and then he was just like, guess who that is? And he just like waited a second. He's like, that's you, and he just pointed at the audience, and I don't know, I was just like,
Hmm.
that's the joke. That's it, seriously.
Where
Like
people are like,
no, I mean people in the crowd seemed to be laughing. Okay, I
hmm.
really couldn't stand it. So I think Dave Chappelle is a really funny comedian, and back when he was younger, I think he was really good. He was really
Oh yeah.
creative and pushed the boundaries and all that. But lately, I just think to me, he's lost it. I don't find him that funny.
Yeah, I remember in high school watching like his stand up where
Oh
he's
yeah,
like super skinny and like
that's when
the
he was the
baggy
funniest.
shirt
Yeah,
and like just dying laughing
yeah,
as a kid. Just
absolutely.
like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. You know.
Yeah, and it's not like just an age thing. Like I went back and listened to some of
Oh, it's
those,
still
and they're
hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
who's the number three to me? Because Ricky Gervais is completely different from Bill Burr, but
Oh yeah.
I've those consistently every single special I think is hilarious. But I don't know. Have you ever listened to Joe Rogan's any of his specials?
I have. And yeah, I'm not I mean some of it's funny and like but I would not put him in my top 10 or 20 or even probably 30 comedians.
Yeah, same here. I think He yells a lot, and not in
I
a
mean,
funny way, not in like a Bill
no.
Burr kind of way.
Oh no, it's just always yelling is what it
Yeah,
seems like,
that's
no
like the
matter what he's
tone is
talking
just
about.
yelling.
Right, right.
Yeah,
And there's like some good idea. Like he's got like interesting perspectives on things. Obviously,
that's
that's why he's
true.
so good at his podcast.
Right.
He's able to think outside the box and come up with like creative bits, and it's really a lot of just high thoughts.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, it's high, and I thought about this. Like, why do we do this?
Right. Yeah.
Or which is funny. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but just not maybe our style. Um, Norm Macdonald's always been one of my favorites. He hasn't put out a lot of stuff like as prolific as specials as any of the people we just named, but just his delivery and cadence is incredibly unique to me. I just love him a lot, but I don't know that he would be my top like 3 or even 5. I always mention Bernie Mac. I love him, and Eddie Murphy. I love,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though he's only done like 2 specials like in the '80s, but it's still some of the funniest specials of all time. I
Right.
could
Yeah.
always laugh at those, and I wish he would come back and do more. But um, I don't know. I mean, Patrice O'Neill is pretty funny.
Yeah. He was good.
Um,
I like
I don't know.
Mark Norman. I like him.
Oh yes, Mark Norman's so good. He's great. Yeah, there's like a new sort of like Mark Norman. This guy Chris DiStefano. I mean Tim Dillon. He's great.
Mm.
Saw him live. But yeah, Mark Norman is. I forgot about him. He is hysterical. Have you
He's very
seen?
understated.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He is not afraid to say anything.
No.
Um, have you seen his interview with like? Because sometimes comedians, when they travel and do tours in different cities, they'll do like a local news channel for
I've
like a
seen some
brief.
of his interviews like that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, they're incredible. The one with the girl from Cleveland is just unbelievable because she gets caught so off guard by the stuff that he's saying, and just a normal like, so like, how are you doing and stuff. He's like, oh, pretty gay at the moment, like, and she's just like doesn't know what to say
Yeah.
at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are good.
I feel like I'm missing one for sure. I just had it. Bill Burr. I wouldn't put Mark Norman as my number in my top 3, but he's definitely way up there. I
Yeah.
really like his style. Um, oh, that's right. So Chris Rock. I was
Mm,
watching some of his most recent stuff. I think he has gotten so much worse
yeah.
than what he used to be. And I noticed that what he does is he actually repeats himself a ton. It's like he's like setting up the joke, but he just keeps repeating like a particular part of a sentence, like and then I said, and then I said, and then I said, and then I said, and then he just pauses for a second. He's like, and then I said, and it's like once you notice it, it's so hard to like not hear that because every joke is set up like that. And it's not like and then I said and then he has like other things that he says. It's like he's just repeating it over and over. It's like he's taking his time, but he just keeps
Mm,
repeating that one statement or whatever it might be. Like it can be about anything. Um, and then the punchline comes and I'm just like, oh God, I'm just so annoyed by the fact that he said something like 6 times that he hits with the punchline, and it's one, I don't think it's that funny, but secondly, it's also just it's so slow. It's like he doesn't have enough material, so it's not witty. It's not like creative. it's not like he has a lot more material. So I've been vastly underwhelmed by Chris Rock, which I was surprised because I liked a lot of his specials
Yeah.
early on for sure. Him and Cat Williams, another one.
Oh man, Cat Williams was so good. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorite, where he's like in the green, the Pimp Chronicles or whatever it's called, but
Yeah,
so funny, so
yeah,
good.
definitely.
But I don't know. I just wonder if like the more Hollywood famous, rich, you know, people get, like the less inspired they are to produce things that they once did when they were trying to get to that level. Maybe
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it
some
is.
people that seems to be the case. But I just pulled up top 100 comedians according to Comedy Central, and oh my god, I'm not even gonna
Oh
read
my
this.
god.
Yeah, I can't even read this list.
The list
It's
itself is too
incredibly
comical.
offensive. Yeah.
Amy Schumer, number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was done in 2013, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I just went to a new one though.
Oh, we have a new list,
updated.
folks.
More updated. And number one, George Carlin.
I've never listened to any George Carlin's work.
I would recommend that. I haven't listened to a ton, but he was like more in the 70s. Well, he did it up until like 2000s, but he's kind of started in the 70s and was certainly like a pioneer in stand-up comedy. But there's one bit that he does called like the 7 dirty words, like the words you just can't say and why you can't say these words. And like, he's very quick, witty, and super intelligent comedian. You might like him a lot, actually. Richard Pryor, number 2.
Ain't done seen none of that either.
Okay.
I know all like Jenny, Richard Pryor, Carlin. Like I know of these people mainly from the Joe Rogan podcast, but I've never actually like bothered to listen to any of that stuff.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, on YouTube, obviously you can find just clips and stuff. And Pryor and Carlin, if you haven't seen some of their stuff, I would highly recommend. Number 3, Robin Williams.
Funny enough, I have not watched any of his stand-up either.
I think it's funny, but he's more like obviously physical comedy. Very, does a lot of voices and like running all over the place, which is funny. But he did one at the Met Opera House, like live at the Met in the 80s. And that one is probably his most famous one. So I would recommend starting there for folks who only know Robin Williams in the movie Flubber.
Oh man, good gracious! It's been
number
over
4,
20
Dave
years
Chappelle.
since I've seen that.
4, Dave Chappelle. 5, Eddie Murphy. 6, Chris Rock.
Whew.
7, Louis C.K.
Whew.
8,
No.
Jerry
Seinfeld. So I lost my socks the other day.
What's the deal with all the planes? I've never seen his stand-up, to be honest with you.
I like his little snippets at the beginning of his Seinfeld episodes. I did find those funny, but I mean, I still wouldn't put him in like top 3.
No.
Kyle, I need a woman who's not white to fill out my top 3. So inclusionary.
Wanda Sykes.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's it. She's the funniest woman comedian.
Yeah. Who is the funniest woman comedian? I know we've talked
I
about
would
how
say
women
her.
are not as funny as men. I think I know we've discussed that before, but you'd say Wanda Sykes is the funniest female comedian.
I would, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched many female comedians, but
That's because you're a racist.
I guess Ellen DeGeneres started as a comedian.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then this woman, Tig Notaro.
Oh yeah. I've never watched
I
her
really
stuff
haven't
either.
either.
I
She's
don't know.
supposed to be really good, like up at the top of women comedians.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I'll give it a shot. I've watched some of Nikki Glazer's,
Glazer, and you loved it.
and admittedly, she's actually pretty funny. I gotta admit, she's pretty funny. Um, I mean, she talks a lot about sex, which sometimes I'm like, all right, can we move on to something else? But I think overall, she's actually pretty funny. She's pretty witty. But and then Eliza Schlesinger
Yeah.
is another one. She's okay.
Whitney Cummings,
Whitney Cummings is all right. None of them
Amy Schumer.
God. No, no, that one, I have a headache, and that just hurt it a lot more. uh,
Yeah.
yeah, not Amy Schumer. Um, yeah, they're pretty good. But then, like every once in a while, you go on YouTube. I don't know if you run across just like random kind of like just
Oh
starting
yeah.
out comics, and some of them are really witty. They got some good jokes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I think stand-up comedy is
It's booming.
I don't know. It's booming, yes, in many different cities. Uh, but when you mentioned Bill Burr and who was your top two? Oh yeah, Ricky Gervais. Um,
Segura. I like Segura a
Tom
lot.
Segura's
I
good.
do like him
Yeah,
a lot. He was really funny.
yeah. He's coming to Durham actually pretty soon to the DPAC.
Book me a ticket.
All right, booked.
Great.
Uh,
I'll be there.
okay. See you tomorrow. uh, there's hilarious, like especially with Bill Burr. Like I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of these like reaction videos that people do. Like, oh,
No.
I've never seen Bill Burr stand up. Like, we're gonna check this guy out.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've definitely seen.
check a bit out.
I've seen them specifically for black people reacting
Yes,
to Bill Burr,
yes, yes.
which I
That's what I was
love.
getting to.
Yeah,
And that is just the funniest shit ever. Because
yeah,
like they're like, I never heard of this guy, and then he like talks about, going, going to the hood
yeah.
for a first date with like his, black girlfriend,
Right,
and they're
right.
like, what?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And of course, Bill's not afraid to say anything.
Even the
So
N
it's
word,
right.
because he
And
has the
Louis
one.
C.K. too.
Yeah, he has the one where he says, a white guy or white person is about to unleash the N word or
Oh
something like
yeah.
that. Where he says, "This motherfucker," and it just goes into it.
He looks around first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those are hilarious. Those reaction videos, because it's just like, of course, you've seen the bit already, so you know what's coming. So it's just, I don't know.
dude,
I
I
love to
forget
show
them all
people
the
funny
time
stuff.
because I just like I go on these kicks and then I like go off and do like other stuff for like years, and then so I forget
Hmm.
about like all the details. Then I come back, and then as it's happening, like I'm remembering all of it. But yeah, it's also his delivery. His like woman voice is hilarious. Like that. That gets me every single time.
Yep. And Bill Burr, whenever he goes, like there's some comedians that just like go on those late night, like Conan and stuff. Like Bill Burr's appearances on Conan are
Conan is
just
the
legendary.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Conan doesn't
And
interrupt him
Norm,
like at all. Just like asks a
no,
quick question just to like tease it,
yeah,
and then Bill just goes.
yeah. He's like, so like there, you see that the NFL like breast cancer awareness, and he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, they can't have, we can't have anything
Yeah.
as men.
Yeah.
Just goes on to this
Right.
long tirade.
Right.
But
Women
another
should
guy
have
like that.
their own league, but he's like, nope, but they don't want their own league. They want our league. They don't want the fact that they don't like the fact that we're happy just watching a TV screen, yelling at the TV screen. He had this, and then he goes on like I think in a bit he talks about how women are like the lizards that can look two
Yeah.
different directions. Like they got their eye on the prize, but they're also unsatisfied by something
Yeah, like,
else
look at
off
this
in the
bitch
distance.
with her shoes. What the hell's he doing?
Oh man, that cracked
It's
me
all
up.
just like spur of the moment,
Oh, totally,
unplanned
yeah.
stuff, which is the best.
That's why his
'Cause some people
podcast
go on
is
there
so
and it's
funny.
like, oh yeah, he's just the best at riffing.
Yeah.
But that's like Norm Macdonald too. Like if you look up videos of him on YouTube, it's mostly like appearances on Letterman or Conan, and it's just as hilarious as Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah.
But just like because they just let him go off on these wild stories or like tangents, and it's like they're just like so confused, and then he ties it all together in the end, and they're just like, God damn, you are just a maniac.
Yeah.
But he's one of my favorite all time, like obviously comedians, but like one of those talk show guests, which that medium is dead now.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Conan's gone and Letterman's been gone.
Yeah. Well,
Nobody
yeah.
watches that shit.
Conan's going to HBO, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like a different thing. It's not not the exact same. Yeah. I always liked Conan. Conan was always my absolute favorite. It wasn't even close. Jimmy Kimmel was boring. I don't think
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel's funny at all. Jimmy
No, he just
Fallon
laughs
is the
hysterically
worst.
at everything.
Well, Jimmy Fallon is the worst for that specifically. Like his laugh is just, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
he's either gonna laugh or cry.
Yeah, I definitely don't like Jimmy Fallon. Craig Ferguson was all right,
Yeah,
but Conan was definitely the best.
and then Stephen Colbert sucks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's a wanker.
He's a wanka.
Yeah, but you like Ricky Gervais stand up.
Yeah, every time. It's also really dark. It's dark in this kind of sophisticated way that Bill Burr doesn't have. But
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Burr is just very much in your face. But Bill Burr, I was just watching that one segment in Bill Burr's stand-up special where he calls out somebody in the audience and then he goes off on why it's acceptable to at least think about hitting women. And like the whole crowd is just like silent and he's just like so mad at them. He's just
Yeah.
like going off on the crowd for like 10 minutes straight and then somehow pulls them back, like gets them
Yep.
back. Yeah. He's so incredible just like going out in the deep end with all the sharks and then like somehow finding his way back. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, because
Ricky-
people would like choke in that. If they didn't get a
100%.
response, they'd be
Oh,
like, "Oh
yeah.
no!"
Yeah, exactly. And
just like,
he gets
I
mad
thrive
at
at
the
this.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like spits back at them. Like he like antagonizes them because he's so annoyed that they don't see his point.
Talking about hitting women, sweetie.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's the exact part. Yeah. Oh yeah. So but Ricky Gervais is like really polished and his is just kind of like this super witty humor. I know that you've watched a lot of his stuff too.
Oh yeah.
It's always yeah, I don't know. It's those are definitely in my top three, but I can't. I really just can't think. Maybe I'll check out more of Norm Macdonald's stuff and some
Yeah,
of George Carlin's stuff as well.
yeah. Norm, Carlin, Richard Pryor, just little clips here and there. Yeah, Ricky Gervais is just yeah, he's on another level as far as just like the comedy world goes. I mean, just incredible writer, director, producer, stand-up comedian, actor. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And then
Yeah.
he became famous when he was like, 40, with The Office. So he
Right.
came into it late as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Same thing with Bill Burr. It
Yeah.
wasn't until his late 30s that he was like doing some specials and not even specials,
Yeah.
but just doing some like comedy that was recorded. Then he didn't like actually get really famous until his like 40s.
Yeah. Perseverance, folks.
Perseverance, folks. That's right. If you want to be a comedian or make candles or whatever it is, whatever your dream is,
Whatever your passion is, you can
just
do it.
keep talking about it, but never actually do it, and it'll eventually
Don't act
happen.
on it.
Exactly.
Dream it.
Dream
Do
it.
it.
Dream it. Do it.
Dream it, and then it'll happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you can think of a plan or what you want to be, you will be that.
As long as you tell everyone about it and continue
Yep.
to tell people every Thanksgiving.
For years. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you're about to get your big break
Yeah. Any day
on
now.
Broadway.
Any day while you're walking
Yeah.
around in Youngsville, North Carolina. Somebody's going to discover you.
Somebody's going to find you and cast you in Oklahoma
Uh-huh.
on Broadway
Uh-huh.
as the my dream.
There's so many people that actually think like that too, which is remarkable.
I know, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it kind of makes you realize too, like how much time passes you by.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people that have these dreams that are pretty big, just the magnitude of the dream is so overwhelming that before you can even devise a plan on how to even act on that dream, like 5, 10 years have gone by and you're not the hot kid in town anymore.
Wise
You're
words.
not. You've missed the TikTok window.
Oh yeah. TikTok. Wow.
That's the new American dream.
It is. Yeah, it truly
TikTok
is.
stardom.
Yeah.
It is.
All these like 16-year-olds looking like models, just dancing around on the damn platform.
I never really understood TikTok or
Oh, I
what,
didn't
what
either.
it
I
actually
never
is.
understood it either. It
It's
seemed like
just short videos of people doing stuff and then they get paid a lot of money to do that
I guess.
because people view that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just
They
like
just get
millions,
millions
of
of
views.
views.
Yeah. But
What does
it's
that bring to people's life?
I don't know. Yeah, get a plumbing job, like do
Yeah,
carpentry.
contribute.
Do
Yeah.
something. Come on.
Find a damn trade.
Get a real job.
Go to technical college.
Get
damn it.
paid 41K
Work
a
with your
year.
hands.
Give up your $500,000.
Go
Come on.
mine. Go mine. Go mine coal. Coal is the new energy.
That's how dumb some people are. Like a person, some kid could be making like $500,000 a year. That person's just yelling at them like, "You don't have a real job." It's like, dude, they just did it. They're just better
Yeah.
than you. Like in terms
Right,
of making
yeah,
money,
like-
they're just better than you.
Yeah, I get why you're mad. I get.
Yo,
that
yeah,
it
I get it
sucks.
too. I'm mad with
But-
you.
But why would you ever expect that 18-year-old kid to be like, yeah, I guess I'll, go to school now and
Exactly.
work. Like,
Exactly.
no,
Yeah,
never will he do that.
yeah,
And that's the story of Jake Paul.
yeah,
If he can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, 21, 22 years old, and is now 4-0 in his boxing fights after beating whoever.
Tyron.
Tyrone, yeah. I don't know much about him, but yeah. It's pretty stunning. I mean, social media is such a crazy thing, and to think that like none of this was possible just 15 years ago. None of this existed. And suddenly it's here. And people are
Yeah.
making so much money. Just so much money.
90% of the world's data was created in the past 2 years.
What?
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
Oh my God. I can't even wrap my head around that.
I know. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, I think like what kind of effect that's going to have on people long term. Like you just, I'm talking like even really short term, 10 years from now. Like what kind of effect that has on our brain. Just the developmental cycle is just increasing so fast. We have information at our fingertips everywhere.
Yeah.
Like how that's going to change our psychology. Because, I mean, Instagram is all just. I mean, I don't do the search. I don't use the explore page because I know that's just like a vortex of misery. But
Yes.
like a lot of people, I just see them. They're just scrolling.
Right.
Like
And
everywhere I go, they're just scrolling. And then
Yeah.
like as
It's
they're
like
just
an
flying through
involuntary
pictures.
It's an involuntary muscle reaction.
Exactly.
It's like,
But they're like
I'm not.
they're barely
Just-
even like observing. Yeah, they're like flashes
What are you
of
looking
color. Exactly. But it's
Yeah.
nothing.
What are you looking for? They're
It's
like,
all
"No,
the explore
nothing.
page,
I'm
and they're just
looking."
sucked in, and they're just liking things. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, what is going on? Damn. And it's all these people that are so fake.
Yeah.
Not taking
people's
anything away
attention.
from them in terms of like making money. They're making bank, but like
Yeah.
people
Their
get sucked
attention
up
span
into that. Totally.
is nothing.
Yeah.
Zero patience.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, absolutely. It like you remember that time with the George Floyd protests and all that stuff in Minneapolis, where people like there's one woman got her boyfriend to take a picture of her, like, working on one of the
Oh,
like
yes.
buildings
yes.
or something like that. It's like she just wanted that for like social media. It's like that's the kind of behavior that can come out of something like social media. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Doing something for the clout,
Yeah, the gram, exactly.
the gram, the likes, the dislikes.
Yeah.
There is no dislike
Well,
button.
now
That
there's no
would-
dislikes, so now we have to like shelter these people even more. You should see some of the
Was there a
comments I
dislike?
get too. Oh, as a matter of
shit.
fact, we got a comment a few weeks ago from a guy.
Did we now?
Yeah, saying that I'm a know-it-all.
You are?
I am.
Or just
yeah.
we are?
No, I am. Specifically me. So you're safe. You're good. God.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Johnny Lasso in Texas
Saved from a
thinks that I'm a know-it-all.
Did you rip him a new one? Did you respond?
No, usually I just say thank you for the feedback, and that's it.
I know. It's like there's no point in arguing with a troll.
Oh, no, but-
it's just that's what they want.
I get so many of these comments. It's nuts. Like every day I just get bombarded.
It's like, all right, you didn't have anything to contribute at all.
Oh. I got this one recently. Oh, from this guy named Stuart. He's just calling me like a little nerd and like little scientific details. And he's like, you're just a geek that focuses in on some little scientific details that make absolutely no difference. And like all this stuff. So he wrote this like little paragraph thing, just insulting me. And then I just said, thanks for your input, Stuart. Okay. Then he responds and he
With
said,
another
hey,
paragraph.
I edited it and I want you to, I need you to read it. And he just edited it to be like double the length, but with more insults. like, he commented for me to like read his new page of
No, that
insults.
wasn't it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I got more to say to you.
You thought maybe it was going to be like, you know what, I went too far, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
something like. And sometimes they do. Sometimes I'm just
Nope, I
like, thanks.
doubled down.
I was like, thank you. And people are, oh, I didn't realize you like comment like, what the fuck?
What?
Of course. What do you think is going on
Why'd
here?
you post?
Yeah,
Why'd
exactly,
you post it?
exactly.
What the hell?
No, but
Yeah,
he doubled
I
down.
don't understand. I don't understand people's desire to post a bad like review of something or like take the time to like put out more negative energy. Just like don't stop watching and then move on.
Oh, because
You don't have to.
they're bitter.
Yeah.
They're the same people. They're
Just
like, get
want
a job
attention.
at a coal mine.
Right.
Like, I want to
They
feel
just want
better than
attention.
you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but they're the same people that if you ask them if you want to switch places, like I mean, it's easy for people to say, no, I wouldn't switch places if they know that that's not going to happen because they can be righteous on the side of being poor. But like once, if that truly was an option where they could be like, okay, we're going to remove this TikToker and we're going to put them in your job and you get to have their job and you get to make the amount of money that they make. Let's be real. Almost everyone universally would be like, okay, I will do that. I will totally make $1 million a year. No problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But people are just bitter.
They can't put themselves in a different perspective than their own.
Yeah. Well, it brings me back full circle to I was kind of just floated out there. Like, time really passes you by and you end up having so much regret. You know,
Yeah.
10 years goes by and then another 10 years goes by, another 10 years goes by, and then fuck, like, then you feel like shit. I've worked 30 years of my life and this is where I am. I don't feel anything new. I don't feel anything special. I don't feel like I've achieved my dreams or my goals or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary prospect.
Yeah, I think everybody to a degree has some regrets.
Yeah, I agree. And that's terrifying. That's terrifying. At least it
Yeah.
is for me.
100%. Yeah, you never want to look back at a situation and be like, I wish, I would have done that because my life probably would be way better if I did, or you just never know, so you can't put so much pressure on yourself, but, it just depends whether or not you believe in free will or not.
That's actually interesting because if I didn't believe in free will, you know how much less stress I would have just to be like everything's determined. But then again, like you still fall into that camp of all those people that just say, "Oh, it'll happen." Like I have this dream and it's going to happen. Like
Oh yeah,
it'll find
if it's
its
meant
way.
to be,
Exactly, it'll be.
it will be.
And it's like for
Said
99
the Lord
point-
your God.
Exactly. For 99.99% of those people, nothing is ever going to happen. But they just keep believing. They're like in their 80s, still believing.
Yeah.
They've been believing for the last 50 years, 60 years. Doesn't matter. No effort put forward whatsoever. But on the flip side, like your mind must be so relaxed.
At ease, yes.
Except for, on the flip side, is to me the crippling regret that would like make me consider like suicide. Like that's how level, that's how strong I feel about regret. It terrifies me to my core.
Yeah, it's something that I think about a lot. Different things that I said or did and how that might have impacted me today. Where I might be somewhere else, or I might be better off, or I don't know. It's something that I definitely think about from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to. Otherwise, you're not going to be on that path.
Yeah, and it's just like, in order to hopefully prevent regret in the future, I think it's important to try to live as best as you can in the present moment each day. Try to make the day good. obviously you want to plan for your future and stuff, but I think a lot of people can, like you were just saying, get too caught up in like, I will be this, and like never actually act on it because they're just living in the future.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. Something that I taught Jocko Willing is just
Oh.
like, own
Yeah.
the day, basically.
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
he says that.
Okay. So you're the one that sends him the picture of your arm with the wrist with the
Well, yeah,
watch.
yeah, he
You just
got it
send it to
from
him.
me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I will give him credit. He does it, but
Oh, okay.
it took a while,
It
a
took a
lot of
while to get
tutelage.
him off the McDonald's
Yeah,
diet and all that.
yeah, yeah. Get off his ass.
Yeah.
Did you see his thing? His response to
President
he
Biden.
President Joseph Robinette.
No, I haven't. I
He
haven't actually seen
It's
it.
like it wasn't really a response. I guess it was in a way, but it was like, he's like, this is what I would have said, had I been the president, once the Taliban took over Afghanistan. And he did like a 3-minute speech as if he were
Oh,
president. And it
right.
was about how you'd imagine it would be from him, but it was very good. And I mean, hard to argue with what he was saying, whereas the current president's like, wasn't my fault. Like,
Oh,
tried to
right.
kind of pass the blame. He's like, it was my fault. Like, I'm the president. I'm in charge now. It's on my watch. It was my fault. However, we're going to do everything to fix the situation as quickly as possible by doing this, this, and this,
Right.
and laid out like a plan and owned the problem.
Owned.
Yeah.
It's like, and then Ben Shapiro comes in. President owned by former U.S. Navy SEAL. And basically, what it is just absolutely, of course.
God. Ben Shapiro is just like, obviously he hates Joe Biden, but whenever Joe Biden does something and to this magnitude, he's like, oh my God, I've got content for a year now.
Of course, yeah. I hate
Every
his
day. Oh my
titles
God.
now. I hate his titles. I used to
It's
respect
just
the dude.
clickbaity.
Like I used to respect the guy. Like I thought like he was really intelligent, articulate, and whatnot. I didn't agree with everything he said, but I used
Yeah.
to respect him. And now it's like he got on the Joe Rogan podcast and like started his own thing, and then just like went off the deep end. Just started. He was like, oh, he probably saw the analytics and was like, well, when I create titles that are like this, and when I
All
talk about
caps
things, when
or
it's
like
all like for conservatives, it's I'm gonna make a ton of money, so I'm just gonna keep doing that, regardless of
oh
like
yeah.
anything. I yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just the bias and the money just really get in the way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he
crazy.
is making some severe coin right now.
Severe.
Severe.
I like
His
how
podcast is like always, he's got like 3 episodes always in the top like 20 or 25
really.
at any given time, because or at least on like Apple podcast platform.
I'm sure every Republican probably turns to his podcast
100%.
because they're like that.
100%.
He's the super intelligent guy that
Right.
they can be like, well, I don't
See?
understand everything he's saying, but he's on my side, so I'm just gonna keep posting
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. He wears a funny little hat too. I wonder where I can get me one of them hats. But it's him, and then always like there's like a complete like flip of his podcast called Pod Save America,
Oh, I don't
where
know
it's
that.
like 4 or 5, or it's like 4 guys who were like working on the Obama campaign as like speech writers or whatever position. They're relatively young guys, and they created a podcast. I think like right after Trump got in office, and they're basically the anti Ben Shapiro. Like also equally as insufferable, probably more so, I would
Really?
say,
Oh.
in my opinion, more so, because they're just like,
Oh.
you better get that booster shot, and like, I
Yeah.
better not see you with a mask on or without a mask on
Right.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
I will yell at you.
I might have to. I'll have to see like if there's a uniform event that they both cover, and listen
Oh
to
my
both
God.
sides, and just like
I would pay money to see Ben Shapiro and his gang debate that gang. That would be the greatest. I would love it. They would get nowhere, but I would love to watch it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, it's it's so infuriating just listening to it from both sides. That's the thing that I think is the most infuriating. It's not like a Republican listening to that Pod Save America or a Democrat
No.
listening to the Ben Shapiro thing and then just thinking like, oh, I'm right and this guy's just like so full of it and whatnot. It's like I disagree with both of them so much that I have these strong like I just get just repulsed by both sides so much because they're so biased in
I
how they
know.
cover things. It's like
Because they can be, because their viewers are the same way and they just won't
exactly,
push back.
and it's all for money. It's all for
Yeah.
money. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Ben Shapiro, like he'll be in the middle of like a dialogue and he's like, but first we go to Birch
Yeah,
Gold investing.
yeah,
And it's just
exactly.
like, what?
It's nuts. It's nuts. It's really nuts. But yeah, that's the state of the union. Yeah, but like Biden when he gave that speech, he's like, "We will hunt you down." It's like he could like barely get through the words. I was like,
I
"Ooh, I
know
fear
it
him."
was, yeah, I know. I'm scared. He means business, huh? Yeah, it was, it's tough to see him. I don't know. It's just tough to see him give a speech just in general.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's pretty obvious, pretty clear. It's been pretty obvious and clear that he's not as mentally as sharp as you would
Hope, wish,
hope or,
pray.
want anybody to be in any sort of job, let
Yeah,
alone the
right.
president,
Right.
So I don't know how, it's just a shitty situation.
Yeah.
It's like an 8 year stretch of just like, wow, this is who we really went for. Trump and then Biden. My God.
Who's next?
I don't know.
Trump again.
Oh, he'll be in the mix,
Oh yeah, but if
but
he
it's got to be.
there's
I
going to
feel
be
like if he,
violence. There's going to be blood running through the United States.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be bad. I feel like Joe Biden has to be like if he survive. I'm not implying anything, but if he is able
Take it down,
to,
folks.
uh, if he's able to
Maintain his health.
maintain his health through these 4 years, and uh, I believe the ethical thing to do would be to
Put him
step
down.
down.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
something
No,
down.
no, I got you. I got you. Step down. Right.
Yeah, step down and let maybe a slightly younger man run, or
Slightly younger.
a
Uh,
slightly younger white man run.
oh, come on. You know they're not going to put a white guy up there.
No, no,
If
that's
if
over.
I mean
Those
if it's the
days are over.
yeah, those
You
days
got
are
the
over.
worst 8 years of white men,
So
and then it's just like, nah.
the Democratic Party will try to figure out a way to get like a woman that's like comes from three different backgrounds all at once. And
And
then
yeah,
because they still haven't learned their lesson, right? It's not
right.
they don't base it off the qualifications of a
No,
person. They
no,
just
it's
base
all
it off
about
of like
optics.
what's the current field on like what's acceptable, like what's the cool
Right.
trendy thing.
Yes.
You know, I'm still so glad. As weird, I mean, let's just take Trump out of the equation for a second, just like throw him away.
for the next election?
No, just like in the past for what I'm about to say. Like, I'm still so glad that Hillary Clinton didn't win.
I am too.
I've said it before. I can't stand that person. I just can't stand her.
I can't stand.
She seems like
and she was, and honestly, she is. And honestly, she's the only person that could have lost to Trump.
I know. That's why I don't trust the Democratic Party.
It's 100%. Oh, it's 100% on the Democrats there.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, well, obviously we, messed up. So in 4 years, 4 years comes up and they're like, well, we learned from last time, so we're going to do Joe Biden. Because that'll, like,
Joe, over here. Yeah, you fell asleep on the way.
That'll show that we actually, listened and understood what we did wrong. And,
right.
And it just shows you that, like, I don't know. It just blows my mind how incompetent the Democratic leadership is, or just whoever makes those decisions. I don't know. And then the people just blindly follow. If you're a Democrat, you're just like 100%, you got it right, like Joe Biden all the way. And now, like, even Sam Harris, he was like the biggest anti-Trump guy ever. And I'm not saying that I wanted Trump to beat Biden, because I didn't. Sure. I didn't vote for either of them, but I certainly did not want Trump back. But I thought it was just incredibly irresponsible and poor on the part of the Democrats to put forth such a poor candidate as Joe Biden. But Sam Harris was like, from day one of Trump, just like ripping him every day. Like, definitely the guy should be banned from Twitter. Joe Biden's going to be like an actual adult. And as soon as Joe Biden won, he tweeted like, so thankful that there are now adults in the room. And then when the Afghanistan debacle happened, just recently, he brought that tweet back up, and he was like, I am publicly eating these words syllable by syllable. So at least he was like, he kind of got ahead of it in a way. Yeah. But the dude just got absolutely ripped by a few like public intellectual people, like that guy Gad Sad that went on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's kind of a comical character.
Yes,
he loves to hear himself talk. Good gracious!
Oh my God, loves it. And we'll just. He ripped him so hard on his Twitter page. I don't think Sam even like noticed, but he just like went so hard on him. But I mean, it just goes to show you that everybody can be caught up in like tribalism to a degree, or if Sam Harris can be like, and like, he's not like extreme in any way, but like he at least acknowledges when he's wrong about something, or open to discussion. But yeah, the whole thing is just, it's been a massive ordeal. And now that suicide bombing like killed how many Marines? Like 12
I think, yeah.
Something the most that's died since how long in Afghanistan? Like quite some time. And I don't know.
They just shot rockets at the Kabul airport, which they shot down. Someone, wow. I forgot, like just a few hours ago, they were shooting rockets at the airport.
Jeez. Yeah. And now like ISIS is somehow back? I thought we beat
ISIS.
I thought you said we
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all of them are done. They're at K now.
Wikipedia said we beat them, I thought.
Wikipedia lied to me. We have defeated the terrorist organization.
Formerly known as ISIS-A. ISIS LGBTQ.
Oh man. Oh, could you imagine? Oh man.
No, I could not imagine. Oh God. But is
ISIS
that an
K just
impeachment?
keeps transitioning to ISIS H, ISIS B, ISIS.
Is it an impeachable offense to you, Nick, what the President of the United States has done in these past few weeks?
No,
No.
no. I mean, I think I said the last podcast. I thought the handling of the whole situation was terrible. I thought that we just had, yeah. Just I agreed with the whole moving out and all that, but that could have happened like 10 years ago. I mean, just everything just fell apart. But not the whole thing falls at his feet, obviously. Just the departure was so poorly managed that
No.
that
Apparently they blasted that song "I'm Moving Out" by Billy Joel like the day of, just like because they were so happy.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I'm moving out.
Wow.
And it was like, this is not funny, guys. Like, this is not cool. Like, we don't need to be there. Obviously, there's no good time to get out at this point.
No.
At a certain point, we got to get out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you just wonder what we knew and what we didn't know.
$1 trillion wasted. Literally wasted.
Why not invest that in
The economy.
education,
In
healthcare?
Education. Healthcare.
Give me another stimulus. I'd reinvest that right back into the liquor store. That's taxed by the state, goes to the schools. So I'm helping out. It's the economy, stupid.
Oh man, yeah. $1 trillion. That's really pretty incredible.
I wonder how much we've spent on the war on drugs since that inception. Close to that, I'm sure.
Probably
$2 trillion down
wasn't.
the drain.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's just like these. It's like, what's the end sight of these things? You know, the end goal of these things.
Yeah, there's no end plan. There's no exit
you can't
strategy.
start something if you don't even have the end goal in mind. It's like anything. It's really like anything.
That's why Jeff Bezos is so rich, because he thinks like 3 years ahead.
Right. Yeah. Except for
We
his
don't think about
divorce.
next quarter. We think about 3 years down the line, quarter 4.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And Mark Zuckerberg is
Zuckerberg.
thinking about virtual workplaces and all that with his new system that's releasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all those companies do it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA, huge. Totally respect them, love them.
Yeah.
Nothing that I don't
Bad
like
to
about
say.
them. Nope, nothing bad to say. No, I do find it really nonsensical. Like the war on drugs, it sounds so impactful, but then like, what are you doing? Like, even if you think about it on like a minimal level, like what is a police officer going to do? So they capture somebody that did drugs, then what? It's like it's just like, it's none of this stuff was ever
It's a
thought
vicious
out.
cycle.
Yeah, it's just none of it was thought out. It's just politicians just declaring things. And like the war in Afghanistan made total sense. Everybody was like, you know, it's like the United States just can't take a blow and then just be like, damn,
Right.
that sucks. We need to protect ourselves better. They have to be like, oh yeah,
We're going to kick somebody's ass.
yeah, we're gonna kick
Somebody's
somebody.
going down.
Exactly. We will kill everyone. Like if we have to. It's like the most caveman mentality on things. You know, it's like we don't We don't think any of that stuff out. Like a perfect example is like Afghanistan, right? Like there was the ISIS bombing, and then the United States
Just
was
blew
like,
shit
okay,
up.
just
We're just
started
gonna blow
blowing up targets and took out 12 civilians or took out a whole family, like of
Yeah, of
people, of
course.
innocent people. It's just like, and that's
That's
what
like
everybody
that's like the
criticizes about the United States. And here they are doing it
right.
again, like it's a final, like a bow on top as we leave. Just, let's just kill one more family. Like, what the fuck? Like, why can't we just,
With a drone strike.
exactly. Why can't we just like let it go? Like, it's
You
tragic enough.
can't.
It's
You can't.
tragic
We
enough.
gotta
No,
always have the last word.
like retarded bulldogs. Like, you know?
Always have to have the last say on everything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like we're in a
Like, gotta get the
spousal
last
fight.
word. Yeah, even it's like say one more word, and like you're gonna be arrested, and it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck you. Like just get tased. Like that didn't have to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a vicious cycle because they're like, that's exactly what ISIS or the Taliban or whoever the hell is over there. That's exactly what they want. They're like, we just, yeah, keep fucking shooting us, like rocketing us because like we want to die for this cause.
Right.
And we want to show the world that you're going to probably kill innocent people in the process of trying to take us down. Like, this is a part of our religion.
Right.
That's why you can't beat somebody like that. Not only the terrain and the just how incredibly difficult it is to navigate Afghanistan geographically, and how difficult it is because it's so split up into different tribes and it's never really been united under one flag. But the biggest thing is just like, their ideology. It's just like, if you can't change somebody's mind, it's over. Like, you're not going to change somebody what they believe deep down to their core, their identity. Then, like, yeah, I don't know. They're just never going to stop. They're always going to have a cause.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. They're just going to keep changing the letters at the end of their name.
At the end of the name.
Islamic State B, Islamic State C. Just keep going down the list.
Yeah. Like, we got attacked September 11th, and it was just like, we're about to take over a country.
Exactly. just to get one guy.
Like, yeah.
Osama.
Who had no part of it.
Yeah.
Well, first Saddam, it was like,
oh, yeah, right.
He had no part in this. And it was just like, yeah, he did. He's got weapons. He's going to use them.
We're going
They're like,
in.
where are they? And they're like, we found
Don't worry
them,
about
we
it.
blew them up. Don't worry about it. We got him. Like, what?
Oh, and then Osama, 10 years later, got him.
I know.
It only took us
him.
10 years of searching this country.
Got him. And then it's like, oh, sweet. So we can leave now?
Nope. Another 10 years.
Another 10.
Just going to hang out
Another
here.
10, dude. Yeah,
And
we
they
got to train all these people, and we got to
But we're not really going to train them.
extract all the minerals. I mean, we're going to set up democracy here because, it's going to work. It's
going to work.
Yeah,
They're like
it's
us,
gonna-
right? Their
Yeah,
culture's
that's
exactly
what they
like
want.
us. Yeah, that's what they want,
Yeah.
right?
Barely works for us. So
Yeah. Central Intelligence Agency just keeps giving reports of like things are getting worse in Afghanistan. It's not going to work if we leave. The Taliban will take over again. We'll just hang out a little bit longer, a few more years, a few more
yeah,
hundreds of billions of dollars.
a few more bodies.
Yeah. And then I saw a news report where they were talking about the training to use like the helicopters, for example, or to do the maintenance on the helicopters for the Afghani engineers and mechanics and stuff. and they were learning over the internet, like through a web program. They didn't even have like actual Americans there teaching them. The Americans were just fixing everything without actually teaching the Afghani people.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that last episode, like a little bit, but this was like, I actually saw a news article about it where they were just learning through like Mavis Beacon style, like, like this is how, this is what this is. And this is how you put it together.
This is
It's
a wrench.
yeah, exactly. Then they would have to go out and like practice on just working on it on their own, like trying to figure it out. It's just like, what in the world?
Yeah, what'd you expect?
Ah, yeah, it's stunning. It's really stunning. But luckily, the Taliban is not well armed with U.S. munitions at this point. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was literally like the United States went in, took out the Taliban, took them out, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Then
Pushed them out.
Yeah, and then like the Taliban was like, okay, I guess we'll just bide our time, and then the United States leaves and just
Increasingly get more angry.
yeah, and gives them a bunch of guns, and then just leaves. It's like we took
you
20
handle
years to take out one guy to then give the Taliban all of the weapons, and then for us to leave. It makes zero sense. Why didn't we think any of this stuff through? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah. Weapons, vehicles, everything.
Yeah.
Here you go. Armor, whatever.
Yeah. It's really
As
irritating.
soon as we left, were they just like, yeah, we're done. Like, you can have this shit.
What?
Just like the 300,000 Afghan troops that we trained. They're just like,
they just gave up because they weren't even being paid. Like, how the fuck does the United States not check if bankroll is going on? Like,
is that a tiny part of the trillion?
You would think that's a part of the trillion. You would think that these people were A, being paid, and B, they knew what to do. But no, some Taliban would just walk into a town and they would just like surrender immediately. It's stunning. It's stunning.
Yeah, I mean, it is just incredibly poor.
The
And
United
I feel like
States
now
is just-
we're just going to be dragged in there more and more now. It's like, now we have to keep people over there. Like, some people think this was all orchestrated, like if you're a conspiracy person.
Orchestrated for what?
Just another excuse to like get Americans to going back into the country.
Oh.
I don't know. It's probably that's certainly conspiratorial.
Oh,
but,
yeah. I can't imagine the United States going back just to fuck it up again.
Yeah. We gotta leave. We gotta just be gone and be isolationists like we once were in the
Pre-1917.
Pre-Civil War. Where we just cared about domestic affairs.
Yeah.
Tobacco.
There's definitely downsides to that too. It's just, but no matter what, like just having these frivolous, just like we're just going to invade like a bunch of idiotic monkeys. Like,
it's just a lot of, that's just a lot of like time, money, effort spent on something where we could be
with spending
it on with zero goal and
we didn't
zero
have a goal.
Zero benefit to us. Like,
so we declare that Osama bin Laden is dead, and what did that do? What did that do for anyone? It was just the Americans like going oh, just like hitting their chests like King Kong. That's it. That's all that did.
Yeah, people got wrecked that night.
Yeah,
people just got wasted.
Fuck yeah, we won. Terrorism is dead. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can't. There's no. I don't know. I just feel like they need to focus more on these internal issues that are happening here.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously focus on things abroad, but more so like cyber threats or like, finding ways to combat issues like that. China, Russia, and focusing on like business internationally or like security or defense from
Yeah.
cyber attacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need a young gun in the office.
Yeah. Somebody competent.
Yeah.
Somebody competent.
Jeff Bezos, maybe.
Really don't care who it is. As long as it's someone competent. That's all I care about. Man, woman.
Yeah,
Black,
8 years
white,
we haven't had
doesn't
we
matter.
haven't had a competent person as
No.
the president.
No.
As the president of the country.
Right. Yeah.
Not of Walmart, not of which I'm sure is way more competent than both of the previous presidents.
Yeah.
Not the president of the debate club. All these titles. The most important one, we just picked two absolute bozos.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We did.
Absolute clown show in the Oval Office as we speak.
Well, sir, shall we end it here after our political rant for the last half an hour?
Yes, I think that is very safe to do.
Okay, sounds
Very
good.
wise.
Just want to say that any offensive remarks that were made solely by Kyle Hadley. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
Talk to you guys next time.